Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, this is Long. I'm live. Hey, I'm here in Phoenix, and I'm just here previewing a property for one of my client here, and I just got a car, and one of the things that I do is I look at the property, I look at the area, and I look at the neighborhood, right? This is an investment property, right? This is a what they call a multi-family, multiplex, sort of like an apartment, but it's only 20 units. Like, so more like an apartment, they're around like 100 units or 200 units, but this is more like a smaller version of the apartment. So they call it multi-family complex. So I'm just here in Phoenix. You can check it out by I-17 and all, but I'm just checking on these properties. So what I see in these properties is, they got a pool there. They recently repainted the property to sell it, and they got cameras here, and it seemed like pretty decent. But the property is built in 1962, right? So 1962, quite quite. It's an older community, right? So it's a block fence wall, so that's a good thing. It looks like they redid some of the air conditioning. Some of the stuff looked like it been new. They repainted a lot of stuff to make it fresh, so that way they can sell this property. What I look for, this property is a 20 unit. There's 7 different buildings. So it looks like there's about 3 units per building. The reason I'm here, just checking on the area, so that way I can let my client know if they want to buy this property or not. This property is $1.6 million, right? So we're trying to see if it's worth the value that they're trying to sell it for. I've been on the market for quite some time, and I'm just trying to see if they did some improvement, right? They got some rocks in there. They got some rocks. They got some, it looked like we did some of the tile on the roof and such. So, it's a pretty decent property, right? But it's block wall, so you can see it's block wall, so it's pretty durable. So it's been standing for the last 40, 50 something years. It has a pool. So one of the things, I personally like is I like a property that doesn't have a pool, right? So it's less to maintain. It costs less to maintain. But when you have a multi-family home this size, 20 units, so you have about 20 families here. So it needs some kind of recreation. So I understand that part of that, but it just add more cost. And another thing is, when you're buying this property, you want to know like who's paying for what, right? So you want to know if you are going to be paying for the electric, water, and the waste, or the tenant is. So that's one of the things that I'm going to advise my client on, is if we're going through these documents. And again, this is a 20 unit apartment complex, right? And this is a $1.6 million property right here. So I don't want to go into their property, but I'm just looking at the area, right? It looked like it needs some work. But then again, it's kind of hard because right across the street, you have more apartment units and more multifamily units. It looks like each of those buildings is four units per building. And that just means competition, right? So it seems like this property, whoever's going to buy this, is going to have some competition, raising the value for this property, unless they do a significant change to increase the value of this property. So, my client is an investor, right? He's looking to buy this property or another property so he can rent out and make a profit. And I'm here early just to preview it. Just one of the things that I do for my clients, so that way when I meet with them, I know what's going on in this property. I know what's the key points. I know what the hot buttons are. So so far I like this property, but is it worth 1.6 million? I'll have to do some more research, and then we'll see. But as far as that, that's my take on it. Here, let me go ahead and turn the camera around so that way you see what I'm looking at. So as you can see, it's a good area, somewhat. There's a lot of people just hanging out and things like that. But you know, just you know, I'm one of the things that I do is I'm just out here just making sure, you know, if I were to live here, would I want to live here, right? But then again, this is a community, you know, people do live here, and it's just, I just see that it requires some more work on this property to make it valuable, right? So anyhow, hey, thanks for watching. Just checking on it. I mean, it's a pretty decent. They repaint everything and things like that, so it's pretty nice. So anyhow, this is Long Wing. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm previewing a property for one of my clients, and this is an investment property. It's a $1.6 million property, 20 unit, 20 families. This is a multi-family. So my client is looking to purchase this property. Pretty good, pretty decent. But again, one of the things that I do, I just you know, just stand here and just watch and just get a feel for what the neighborhood is. You know, it would be tough to collect rent, you know, just because it may be a rough neighborhood. But all in all, you know, whoever took care of this probably did a pretty good job. I mean, you know, they're selling the property, so it looks like they're repainting it. They redid a lot of landscaping and things, but it's just the community, the area around here is just it seems like a little bit tough. So, you know, if I was buying this property, I would have to have a property management company to take care of it. And other than that, hey, thanks for joining in. This is Long Wing. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in Phoenix, Arizona. Just checking on this property, and so far so good. Again, thanks for watching this video. Please share. This is Long Wing, a licensed real estate agent here in Phoenix, Arizona. Take care. Have a wonderful day.